Hey guys, it's your boy Alec coming to you with a new video. Right next to me is my twin turbo regular cab short bed F-150, and today we're going to be installing the Gulf Coast 4-inch aluminum drive shaft. Let's get right into the install. Alrighty guys, so before we get into the install, I just want to do a real quick introduction and show you why this thing needs a drive shaft. Here is my 2020 F-150. This truck originally started life as a fleet truck out at a power utility. I bought it at auction. We put the twin turbos on it. It's making a pretty decent amount of horsepower. I've been a little bit scared about turning it up just because it still has a stock drive shaft in it. And if you guys have never spent any time on the forums, you probably haven't seen the fact that the stock drive shafts are not that strong. And when they do go, usually they end up cracking the transfer case, and that has enough force to crack the transmission and then the engine. So that's kind of one of the big reasons that I am upgrading my drive shaft. If you guys stick along on the channel, you will see we did some upgrades to this thing, and it's now making quite a bit more horsepower than it was before. So that will be in the next video, so hopefully you can stick along for that project as well. But we're gonna get the drive shaft in this thing so that I can go and get some results for the next video, which is how much faster is the truck? Can we finally crack a 10? I think we can, and this drive shaft's gonna help us. The other thing we're gonna get done today is I figured you guys were going to be upset about it, and no one commented on it aside from me, but we are gonna take the running boards off now that we have the 3.5 lowering kit on the truck. The running boards are pretty unnecessary. I still end up using them every once in a while, but I think it's gonna look a heck of a lot cleaner without the running boards on there. So let's get the truck up in the air. Let's get the factory drive shaft out of this thing, get our Gulf Coast drive shaft in it, and pull the running boards off. Alrighty, so I just pulled this thing out of the box. You can see here is our Gulf Coast drive shaft. There's their phone number. I got this from the boys over at 5 Star Tuning that hooked me up with a good price on it. You can see right there. Not only do I trust him to tune my trucks, but also they got good prices on the stuff that I can't get myself. So here we are with our 4-inch aluminum drive shaft, and overall the quality looks really good. This is how they ship. So it's got the adapter on the end for bolting to our 8.8 differential, and it's got the yoke on the front, which this is you can see right there. It's an upgraded yoke on the front, already has the U-joints in it, front and rear. Everything's good to go. So this is gonna be a real quick bolt-in job. I wanna show you guys what it looks like. Looks pretty sweet. The one thing I do wanna say is I noticed on the sheet, it says job weight 12 pounds. So what I'm gonna be interested in is how much the stock drive shaft weighs compared to this. And actually, I have a scale, so I'm going to just check that number real quick and see what it ends up being right now. And then we'll weigh the stock one, and we can see if there's any big weight savings between these two. I don't know. For a $1,200 drive shaft, I'd kind of hope there's a weight savings, but we'll see when we get that one off the truck. So you can see the shop's empty right now. Let's get the truck pulled in here. I got a couple other things I want to do to the truck as well. We're gonna take our running boards off first. All the trucks off the lift. There we go, kids. No more running boards. Let's move on to the other side. Alrighty, kids, got the running boards off on both sides. Got those over there on the ground. Just gonna save those, might need them for a rainy day, you never know. We're gonna move on to our tiny little drive shaft underneath here, especially considering now we have a comparison to that guy over there on the bench. This guy looks small. So back here, might be a little bit hard to see, but this is a 12 point. And so what I always use on this is a swivel socket. And then the big thing is you are going to have to get at least the rear end of the truck off the ground. Of course, I'm on a lift, so everything's off the ground. And then you're gonna come up here, just to make this easier, you're gonna find your parking cable
We're gonna pop that guy off. We're gonna put this guy in neutral by going reverse. Oops, let's drive right there, neutral. So now we can spin this shaft without the truck needing to be in neutral up on the dash and be dinging at us the whole time. All right guys, couple things to note. Here's my socket, 12 millimeter Matco 12-point socket. Get one of these. I like the swivels because then I can hit it with it up in the truck. The other thing is these bolts have Loctite on them, especially if you're pulling them off for the first time. Mine's only been off 10 times before, so mine don't have much Loctite on them. You definitely want to heat them up with either a good heat gun, MAP gas torch, propane torch, something like that. Give them a little heat, and they are standard threads, so lefty loosey, get them out of there. We got our drive shaft bolts loose, so now we're going to use pry bar, this guy to come off. There she is, broken loose, and now we can take our drive shaft out. Voila! Alrighty, so if this is your first time ever taking off your drive shaft and your truck is gently used, well used, it's not brand new, you're probably gonna have what mine looks like, which is a bunch of rust on the face of the pinion bearing or pinion. And what I would highly recommend is take a wire brush to it. Any way you want to clean it, clean up the mounting surface just so that you don't end up getting something that's not perfectly seated. And then also clean up around this part right here, kind of the collar in the center, because the drive shaft does center itself and ride on that. So take a little wire brush. I'm gonna clean mine up. I'm a little bit surprised that it is as dirty as it is, because I've cleaned it before and it's still plenty warm, but we'll get her cleaned up and get our new drive shaft thrown in. While we're at it, we got this guy all cleaned up. I just used the old whiz wheel. It's one of those roll lock pads, so it's not very aggressive, but we got it cleaned up well. This will help us prevent getting any vibrations. And then just so that it can do its job, moving around, seating where it needs to, we're gonna put just a little tiny, very thin amount of grease on this guy. All right, so I made a small mistake, and that was the fact that I only cleaned up the area where the original drive shaft was, and I didn't realize how much bigger this is compared to what the stock yoke looks like on the stock drive shaft. So I had to take it back off and clean it up a little bit more. But the good thing is we recognized it, we fixed it, it's all good to go. So now I'm gonna put, you can see my bolts don't have much Loctite left on them. I'm gonna put just a little bit of blue Loctite on these guys as I run them in. All right, so at this point we got all of our bolts in, we got Loctite on them, and my swivel socket is too big now that we have these big ears on the aluminum part of the drive shaft. So we're gonna end up doing this by hand, which means that we will be using park on the transmission and tightening these down, because clearly, as you can see, I move it pretty easily. Now we're up in park. What's the torque spec? Don't know. Just because of you guys, I'm gonna look up the torque spec. All right, boys, 76 foot-pounds. I'm never gonna be able to do that with this wrench. So we're just gonna reef on it. While we're working on the truck over here, I also have a set of Ford black appearance package emblems that I want to throw on it. there she is with her new drive shaft. Steps off the side. Black emblem on the back. It's still got a little bit more rake than I would like, but we'll fix that eventually. Looks pretty decent. Alright guys, we're in the truck. You'll have to excuse me, but it's extremely hot out, so bear with the sweat and stuff like that. This ain't no beauty pageant. Anyways, we're going to drive truck right now, drive down the road, run it up and down the speeds and such, and just make sure we don't have any vibrations, and we can pretty much close this chapter of the book. Ain't nothing better than that turbo noise, boys. Can't hear the whipples nowadays anyways, they're so quiet. Unless you put that tube through your firewall. And that's annoying. Twin turbos rule the world, let's be honest. So I've been driving around the last couple days with the upgraded drive shaft in this thing, and actually I'm kind of surprised that some of the shaking that I had over certain areas of some of the roads that I drive is improved. So the drive shaft actually seems like it's even better than the factory one that was in it, which I personally like. The other thing that I saw some improvement with is, if you guys are familiar with these trucks, you know that sometimes when you're like decelerating, the slip yoke makes a popping noise. And my wife behind the camera has even made comments when we're riding in the truck, like, what was that noise and stuff like that. It does it pretty frequently. I've tried to lubricate the slip yoke that goes into the transfer case, and I've tried to do a couple things with the stock drive shaft, and it still would make that like popping noise as you're decelerating, or maybe going over a bump as you're turning a corner at a slower speed. That seems better with this drive shaft as well. It's not as obvious, it's not as loud. It's still there, I can still hear it. It's very faint though, or it's quite a bit more faint than the factory drive shaft was, so I'm pretty happy with that. Aside from that, it hasn't broken or fallen out of the truck. Seems like it's plenty strong, so I'm going to trust that it's set up the way it should be and that it's strong enough for what we're going to throw at it. A couple other things to note: I have t-shirts, so I kind of took a plunge, and mostly the t-shirts are for my business, which, if you guys are new to the channel or haven't noticed this, I do performance side work at my shop when I'm not working on my own stuff. So I've worked on a couple Whipple F-150s, I do some tuning and stuff like that in conjunction with 5-star tuning, and just odds and ends on performance vehicles. I've done some Mustang stuff as well. So this is mostly for my business, but also my business is kind of the reason that I do some of the YouTube as well, and my YouTube is kind of the reason I do my business. So if you guys want to support the channel, support my small business, I do have a t-shirt. So we got the anti-racing race trucks, which is just kind of a play on words for when you want something that's supposed to be fast and you're supposed to be able to race it, but also we like to retain AC and have the creature comforts of a nice vehicle that daily drives. So it's kind of a creed of every person that modifies vehicles is, I want it to be fast, I want it to be a race truck, but it's also not a race truck. Let's keep the AC, let's keep the nice features, and so that's kind of the play on words. So aside from that, since you guys have stuck around this long in the video, I do want to give you one small hint as to what we have planned for this thing and why we had to buy the drive shaft. You guys can leave your guesses in the comments below. You'll see that in a couple weeks. The video is almost fully edited. I just don't want to post it yet, so I'm teasing you a little bit. But thank you so much for watching the video. If you guys are interested in the Gulf Coast drive shaft, definitely hit up 5-star tuning. They will get you a good price on this drive shaft. I got it within a week. It was supposed to take 3 or 4 weeks. And until I see you guys in the next one with some modifications to the F-150, peace.